Good afternoon, guys. It's about, well, it's more like evening now. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening on March 10th of 2017. And this week I wanted to talk to you a little bit about self-care. But before I get into that, I wanted to sort of explain my absence from this channel a little bit. Our family is going through a really hard time right now with some things that I don't care to disclose on, YouTube for preferences of keeping, family issues and things private. But all jokes aside for a minute, I wanted to take a minute or 30, let's face it. I like to talk, I ramble in these videos, and if I don't stop rambling, this video is going to be like an hour. But, the importance of self-care doesn't always mean just taking time for yourself every day. It also means taking care of your body and personal needs and affairs for yourself, rather than relying on somebody else to do that for you. But what does that mean for a person like me? Well, since I live with a disability, and have lived with a disability for almost 29 years now, that means doing what I can do to take care of my body. Living with the CP, which is the disability I have, which is short for cerebral palsy, means that, I can walk with some assistance of a walker, but barring the injuries and things that I sustained when I was younger, preferably 17? Yeah, 17, and then again at 21. Walking is something that I don't do as often as I probably should. And yes, I am getting back to walking again, but that's neither here nor there for now. But what does that mean? What does the importance of self-care mean for somebody like me, besides just taking care of my body? Well, it means, not only taking time for myself every day, but doing what I can to keep track of my water intake, which for somebody with CP that doesn't walk very often, is a key component to reducing the risks of, blood clots and swelling and all those nasty things that I'm doing everything I can to prevent. But it also means that by me taking time to do self-care every day, it means that my parents don't have to worry. It means that they know that I'll, do what I can do to take care of those, things that I have to do every day to keep my body in as good a shape as it's in. In fact, my parents are very proud of me for, taking action and figuring out methods for me. This is just for me. These suggestions might work for somebody else, but for me, I have figured out a system that seems to be reducing those issues as much as possible. And if you want me to, I can get into that, system later on in this video. But for now, I just want to talk about why I've decided to try and live a healthier lifestyle. And I am in no way trying to delve into my medical history. to scare anyone. I'm just giving you realistic, trying to be real as I can, because I feel like if I'm honest, then I'll have more respect from the people that view this video. And while I will not delve into every tidbit of my medical history, because I want to do everything I can do to keep that private, I feel like it's very important to talk about a little bit about the issues I was having previous to doing what I can do to kick the habits in the bud, so to speak. But for me, what I figured out, well, let's go back to the beginning. Last September, I went to see the doctor for my yearly checkup, and I had noticed a little bit of puffiness in my feet, but I didn't exactly know why it was doing it. Well, I knew why, but I didn't know what I could do to keep it at bay is the best way you can say. But I figured out, because I had been exercising and all those things on a fairly regular basis with some friends of mine that were willing to help me, as opposed to sit there and say, well, you need to do this, this, and this. But it still wasn't going away. So my doctor basically said, try, do what you can to get, the puffiness down in your feet, and we'll see, what happens in a year. And I'm proud to say that with diligence, I'm not always, keep in mind, I am not a medical professional. I am not perfect. I do have my days where I'm just like, do I really want to do this? But then I realize, yes, I have to. For purposes of keeping myself healthy, I have to. Because the alternative to not doing the tips that I'm about to mention in this video, the alternative to not following this protocol on a daily basis would be being put on medications, and that's not something I care to do for myself. Yes, I'll do it if I have to down the line, but for right now, I don't want to do that, because I feel like I'm healthy, I'm happy for the most part. Well, I am happy, but I don't want to, be put on medication. So, what I have figured out, for me, not for anyone else, but for me, I have figured out, and before I mention this system, I just want to say that in addition to the puffiness in my feet, I was also having mood swings. That were unexplainable. They were explainable, but I wasn't able to keep my mood swings at bay very well. And so, through some processing and stuff of that nature, I was able to figure out a system that works for me. And that system is this. Every day, I do consume 48 ounces of water. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're supposed to consume much more than that for your intake of water every day. But, and this is a big but, no pun intended, honestly, that's, just how it came out. I wasn't intending to make fun of anybody in that realm. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. You might be thinking, okay, you're supposed to consume 64 ounces of water a day for your daily intake. But, and that's all well and good. However, excuse me. Sorry about that. However, for a person with a disability such as myself, it's hard to get to the bathroom. And if I was to consume 64 ounces of water a day, yes, the swelling would be gone. Well, it is gone. I'm gonna be honest, it is gone. But I would not be able to get to the bathroom. And I would literally be running to the bathroom every 10 minutes. I mean, let's face it, yeah, 10 minutes. But anywho, yeah, so that's a key component. Drinking 48 ounces of water a day, and I may be able to up that once my body gets used to that. But I don't know as of now if I'll be able to do that. Keeping my feet elevated. Exercising as a key component. And whether that's doing yoga, wheelchair yoga, not actual yoga, because I'm not flexible enough to put my foot behind my head, or do any yoga poses. Regular yoga poses, let's face it. And I don't know that people that do regular yoga stick their foot behind their head, but that's just an example of how flexible people that do yoga can be. Ask my boyfriend, he'll be able to tell you. But anyway, doing wheelchair yoga as much as I can. Doing every day, I call them thigh crunches, but I don't know what their technical name is. Doing 20 of them periodically throughout the day, to strengthen my muscles and my legs, which is where you literally, I don't do this with a ball, but you're supposed to literally take a ball or something and put it between your legs and try to squeeze the ball and keep the ball between your legs. But I don't do that way because to me it was just awkward and whatever. It was just easier for me to do, the thigh crunches this way, where you take your legs and you just squeeze them together, and then move them out. But anyway, anywho, that's a little too much information. TMI, I am so sorry. I ramble. But also, taking time to, every day examine whether an issue... Now, the other issue I was having, keeping my, mood swings at bay. How am I able to do that? Well, obviously, the love and support of my family. Reducing the number of stressful situations I put myself in on a daily basis. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is taking time every day, whenever a situation comes up that might be stressful, to examine whether or not it's worth being stressed out over. And, it may not work for you, but these are tips that work for me. So if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, put them in the comment bar below, and I'll greatly contact you if you have any questions, comments, excuse me, or suggestions that you'd like to pass along. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to be a support system for those with disabilities that might find themselves in the same situation or similar situations. I'm happy to assist those who are looking to hire somebody with a disability, because while I do not have a job technically yet, I have done some internships, and while that's not necessarily a job, well, it is a job, I just wasn't getting paid for it. But anyway, I can give you tips on things to do to prepare for, having a disabled employee in your workplace. I can, be a consultant for those with disabilities. I can be a consultant for agencies who just want to do what they can to make their environment more disability friendly. I can do a lot of things. So if you're interested in contacting me, I will just send me like a private message here on YouTube, and I will do what I can to answer your questions. Feel free to leave your comments down below with your questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. Or if you'd like, I can do a disability Q&A. That'd be fun too. So if you want, just leave comments, questions, inquiries down below, and I'll do what I can to stay in touch. Thank you so much for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.